Hello and welcome to Investing Bros. I am T Shroom, and I'm going to be bringing you all through some hot coins to buy, not in general, but to buy this week. Very good projects. We're going to get into them here in just a second. We've also got some interesting news. MicroStrategy is continuing to just show their strength in these crypto markets, specifically with Bitcoin. We're going to get to all of that and much, much more. Crux joins me today. We'll get to it on the other side of the intro. Let's get Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing, Crux?
Hey, what's going on, T-Shroom? I'm excited. Some of these tokens are finally waking up. After many months of just, slumber, they're finally waking up, and it's a good time to be in crypto. Our community's super excited in Discord all week. They've been asking questions. This market has been a little uncertain, but we're in a good spot. I feel like we're in a very good spot right now. So, T-Shroom, how are you doing?
I'm doing better than I deserve, Crux. And it's been a while since it's been that way. I don't always say that, but it is a time to be better than I deserve. Got to play a lot of golf this weekend. I have never played so much golf than I did this weekend. It was a really, really good time. And man, I'm looking forward to more golf. Have you played golf, Crux?
I have played golf. I'm more like I like to get the caddy and just drive around the course and have a good time. Sometimes there may be a little booze involved, sometimes maybe not. But
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah.
All right. Sweet, 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 sweet. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into the crypto of it all. Bros, we're going to go into the TA, we're going to get through the news, and then we're going to look at these 5 coins. Some of them are listed in the thumbnail, you already know. We're going to make an argument for why this week is actually a pretty good week to pick some of those up, as well as a mystery coin that you may not know about. But Crux and the Discord community here for the Investing Bros, we've been chatting about it, and it has turned out quite well to be a high-flying gem. So let's start off here with the crypto bubbles, and it is Sand. Sand is making a comeback here. The metaverse frenzy could be upon us. It is the narrative that nobody took seriously this cycle, but Sand is up 36.5% today. That is Sandbox. STX coming in strong here, up 11.4%. Dogwoof Hat, going to get some news on Dogwoof Hat here, up 6.7%. Lido up 15.6%. Not bad for Lido there. Injective getting a bid here, up 6.8%. Link up 7.5%. Arbitrum up 9% this morning. And Mana, the other metaverse play here, Decentraland, is up 13.4%. Uniswap up 12.5%, and Pyth up 7.5%. Are there more? There are, and it is mixed. It's not decisively red. It's not decisively green here. There are some red names. HBAR down 2.5, TIA down 4.9 here, and PopCat down 1.6 with Solana down 2.4. So decisively in neither direction, but you got to give it to the bulls this morning, pumping up the metaverse coins. I did not think that I would be seeing this. So here we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. I'm on the 4 hour here, and as you can see, Bitcoin has been able to stay elevated, stay up above $95,000 per coin for quite a while until now. So right now, we are actually testing those levels, testing lower. We've wicked as low as 95.2 on the Coinbase exchange. The last time that we got down to $95 per Bitcoin was all the way back here on November 20th. Feels like yesterday, right? No, it feels like ages ago, but it was just back here on the 20th. So, this is where we'll start to see the memes circulating on Twitter, asking the question, should you buy the dip? Let's do a quick couple of indicator rotations to see when indeed the dip may be optimal to buy. As you can see, we're right here, right in the middle of the reversal clouds from Lux Algo here on the 4 hour. But we're getting close to this smart trail, maybe ready to flip it red with signaling a bit of a cool down here for Bitcoin. Maybe flipping it red here at 94,800. And that that is not that far away. That is pretty close. In fact, that's only about 0.6% away. So we definitely could be getting to that smart trail trigger down at that lower level that would then flip the smart trail up above it red. So let's go to the daily chart here and see what we can pull out. We're still in the reversal cloud there on the daily chart. So not as much bearishness that you would see on the 4-hour chart. Here it's still looking like like bulls are very strongly in control, and of course they are. Looking here at the oscillator for the daily chart, you can see that we are going ahead and cooling off. That momentum is cooling off. The money flow has leveled off, moving outside of an increasing rate and just kind of plateauing. Still green, still decisively green, and still higher than this previous peak back here in November 15th. So by all indications, this is just a pullback, and you know what we do to dips, we buy them for Bitcoin. You do see this bear cross potentially forming here. This will be something that we continue to monitor as these green histograms go ahead and wane to the downside, showing a lack of momentum, a lack of bullish momentum that is increasing at least. So a lack of increasing bullish momentum, but that's okay because this is, by all indications, this is again just a pullback, right? Just a pullback, and dips are for buying. Could it go lower? Could the price of Bitcoin go lower? Absolutely. I think that there's a possibility that we could get back down to potentially $90,000 per coin. But we are moving into the holidays, and this is a time where folks are going to be going back, having conversations with uncles, with aunts, with people from around the neighborhood where they grew up in, and those conversations may be conversations that have multiplicative effects for Bitcoin buyers. This could be the time when we start to see Coinbase app get into the top 20 and maybe even the top 10 downloaded app on the Apple Store as euphoric retail investors hear from their cousin, hear from their nephew, hear from their uncle that they just made it rich in the crypto world, and they're going to rush into the crypto world and try to find the next Bitcoin. All right, so that is a little bit of technical analysis there for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and jump into the news. What is driving today's pullback? To be honest with you, there's not a lot of bearish news, and the news that we do have is quite bullish. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is the first one. Public company Similar Scientific buys another 297 Bitcoin for just under $30 million. Just under 300 Bitcoin for just under $30 million. That's the going rate there for Bitcoin. And public company Similar Scientific said, I will take that rate right now. And it's not just Similar, it's also MicroStrategy buys another 55,500 Bitcoin for $5.4 billion. This is the biggest purchase to date for MicroStrategy, outdoing its previous buy. Crux, this is absolutely insane. We've got one more headline about Dog with Hat. It's pretty exciting for the Dog with Hat community, but so far, how bullish is this for MicroStrategy and Similar Scientific and for the Bitcoin hodlers at large?
Yeah, so MicroStrategy has outperformed everything, including most of these altcoins out here, including Bitcoin. 55,000 Bitcoin. What was that? $5 billion or something? That's insane. It's very hard to wrap your head around how much Michael Saylor is bringing in, but that company is quickly blowing up. If you actually put in an all-time chart for MicroStrategy, it goes back into, I want to say, the early 90s. MicroStrategy goes back, and it is by far within the past couple of years it's going parabolic. So I think Michael Saylor, a lot of people are buying into his vision. He's doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down on Bitcoin, and I think it's going to play off in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are a crypto creature exclusively and you don't know what Crux is talking about, I've got pulled up here. This is MicroStrategy's stock. So this is not a crypto. This is a stock, but it does indeed go all the way back to the 1998. And that actually, they're put in a very high all-time high price there at the time of 332. Now, ever since then, MicroStrategy has essentially been a software development company, kind of doing similar operations to, think Microsoft, think Amazon Web Services, things like that. But that changed, and it changed and you can see that the price has reflected that change recently. They pivoted to being essentially a Bitcoin proxy before Bitcoin ETFs were allowed by the SEC. And as you can see, this has been nothing short of a parabolic return for investors. It's up 1,300% in since October of 2023. So very, very bullish for MicroStrategy. Their Bitcoin strategy has obviously played off really, really well, but it doesn't stop there because Dogwif hat holders are celebrating this morning. Good morning. Dogwif hat is now available to trade on Robinhood. Very, very bullish for the meme coin there, Dogwif hat. Crux, what are you thinking about this pickup from Robinhood? Is there any rhyme or reason to it? What do you think?
Yeah, you actually asked a very interesting question earlier this, I think it was during the weekend, where do you think this is the institutional cycle? And I
Mm-hmm.
replied, I don't. I think it's the adoption cycle. And I think us as retail, we're making these choices. We like to see Bonk, we like to see Brett, Pepe, and these type of cryptos come into be. And some of these institutions are paying attention to what we want as retail investors, and they're providing that liquidity to us. That being said, how early has Robinhood, purchased these cryptos? I'm not sure. Are they up multiple X's? Most likely. So, you got to think the further you go into a bull market, more and more of these cryptos are going to most likely start appearing on Robinhood. And you got to ask the question, are you going to be their exit liquidity? So very important take. I'm very bullish on Dogwif Hat. I've been bullish for well over half a year. Whenever we first started talking about them with the Sphere updates and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, glad to see some of these cryptos finally getting their time to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I agree. I agree. I think also just to add to that, there could also be a play here from Robinhood trying to get more retail on the app. Right? They're already dominant in retail. They have a lot more retail than they have institutional for obvious reasons. However,
Mhm.
this is clearly a retail play. Institutions are not going to be super interested in Dogwif hat. If they're coming in from the Bitcoin side, there may be some hedge funds, that know how to shuck and jive, as it were, in the meme world. But most of all, they're not going to be opening up a Robinhood account and buying Dogwif hat. So clearly, this is a move to try to attract more retail away from Coinbase, away from just DeFi in general and the crypto wallet sphere, and try to onboard them and get them comfortable with Robinhood's financial services that they offer. So a big move from Robinhood, a big move for Dogwif hat, but not anywhere near as big as this insane Bitcoin purchase again from
Mm.
MicroStrategies.
Yeah.
It's 10:14, Crux. We have gone through all the bullishness, and we expect things to only get more bullish, but we do have a bit of somber news for our fans of the morning stream here from Investing Bros. Crux and I, we've made a strategic decision along with Tim, who you may know from the 3 p.m. show. We are no longer going to be going live here in the morning. I know. I hear the yells. I hear the shrieks. Why, oh, why would you stop? It's such a great thing. We're going to be spending a lot more time in the Discord in the morning. Not necessarily going live in the same way we do here on YouTube, but going live just to answer questions, look at trade setups, look at potential underbought projects that can be scooped up, and we'll be covering the news as well. Again, that's going to be in Discord, and we are no longer going to be streaming in the morning here. However, I said things are going to only get more bullish, which is we're going to be more active in Discord in the mornings, especially on Monday and Wednesday, like we are here on YouTube. And we are also going to be launching a new YouTube channel, and it is already set up. We are going to be bringing a lot more information about that in the coming weeks of what that's going to be, but we'll give you a hint. It's going to be a lot more fundamental analysis on crypto, and it's going to be a lot more Crux. So you guys love him on the Fundamental Fridays, on the Web3 Wednesdays, in the Discord. Those are not going away, but we will be making a new channel to go deeper on the projects that you all love in the crypto space. Speaking of which, we've got 5 hot coins, 4 of which you already know from just glancing at the thumbnail, but one of which you do not. but it has done really, really well. So let's go ahead and jump on into our analysis on those coins. We've got about 15 minutes to cover these live here on the Investing Bros. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button. Oh man, I'm seeing a lot of sadness here from our big announcement from today, but let's turn it around. Let's get into some bullish analysis here on Caspa. Crux, take it away.
All right. So Caspa most recently was involved with swapping their Golang programming language to Rust. This is allowing them to finally start pushing for that 10 blocks per second, which should be a hard fork here by Q1. Latest I could see Q2 next year, but that's going to be a huge, because they're already in the testing, as you can see in the middle of the screen. They're already in the testing, and that's going to be making them comparable with Sui and Solana in terms of scalability options. That being said, the next step after that, which hopefully they'll get within this bull market, hopefully by the end of next year, is we'll get an upgrade to Dagnite protocol. This allows the scalability to happen via how fast your internet is. So this is the first time we're going to see this in crypto. The people, if you have faster internet, it allows better scalability. And this is what makes Casper different than everything else. Something else important to note is at the bottom, if we come down here to smart contract implementation, you may not be able to see it, but this is going to be pretty key too, because you don't get DEXs, you don't get most of what we know as of crypto without smart contracts. So I can't do borrowing lending protocols. I can't, do tokenization of assets. We do have what KRC 20 did with Casplex, which is just purely meme coins at this point. So there's no utility, there's no smart contracts on them. They're just tokens that exist. With Caspa, there's so much more bullishness ahead that I think within the next year or so, if we're able to get crescendo hard fork passed within, hopefully Q1 of next year, if Dagnite's able to come to fruition, and then lastly, the smart contracts get brought into Caspa, I can see it outperforming what Cardano did last bull market, which went from 3 cents all the way to $3 at the peak of the bull market. So I'm extremely bullish on Caspa. I think we're just getting started. And also, if all three of these things happen, I'm thinking well over 100 billion in market cap, and Caspa sitting currently around like 5 bill.
Wow.
Yeah, about 5 bill market cap. So much room for Caspa to grow.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, I have not sold any of my Caspa. I have only DCA'd. I think Caspa is one of those projects that's going to do very well this cycle, especially when we start to get a heavier percentage of volume from retail. Right now, we are seeing quite a bit of signs that retail is in, but they're definitely not in their full weight that we will see later in the bull market. Caspa specifically, I really like, and there are many bullish catalysts, many of them outlined just then by Crux. But another one as well is that they have multiple tier 1 listings that are still to come. They got their first one here, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, with Kraken. Obviously, that was extremely bullish for the coin. It was a sell the news event, but it has bounced back and rallied since then. Very, very bullish for Caspa. Our next Chainlink coin is Chainlink. Let's take a look here at Chainlink. Crux, go ahead and take it away.
All right. So Chainlink, the Chainlink platform powers mission critical financial systems. So these are the big 3 takeaways. Whenever someone's like, what is Chainlink? I just typically tell them it's an oracle, and the oracles bring in real world data onto the blockchains. The good thing about this is it's super interoperable with all other blockchains. So one day, whenever Caspa gets a smart contracts integrated and, sets up these DeFi platforms, you'll need real world data, such as what is the price of gold? What is the price of Bitcoin? All of these exchanges, most of them are using Chainlink to aggregate their data. So we see a lot of real world use cases. So banking and the capital markets, Chainlink's also going to influence tokenization of assets. So we talk about real estate, all these forms of property that we can tokenize and actually gain yield off of it. And then DeFi, which I think is most important in terms of what crypto is. It allows us to borrow and lend. It allows me to lend you my Bitcoin, you borrow it, and I gain a yield off of that. And then, of course, liquidity protocols such as decentralized exchanges. Chainlink is super involved with all of this stuff, I'm extremely bullish on Chainlink, and I think it will do well this bull market, and it's a good time to pick some up.
Gotcha. I love it. Yep. Now Chainlink is definitely a good one still to buy this week as well, as prices have not exploded for this coin, and some people have been belly aching about that on the 3 p.m. live stream chat. They've been saying, "What's going on with Chainlink? When's it going to explode?" Look, the fact that it has not exploded yet is a benefit to you, who knows the underlying value of Chainlink and knows that it has the potential to explode this cycle. So I'm a big buyer of it this week. I think it's great. In my opinion, it's better than some of the other ones we're going to talk about. It's better than Solana, right? Because Solana is already all-time highs, right? So Chainlink has not done that yet. You have gains to make still for Chainlink. Now with Solana, I think it could still go higher. No shade to Solana. It's a very, very strong project, right? But it's already up at those all-time highs. As a value investor, that is not something that you want. You want to buy low and sell high. All right, let's get into ETH, which is kind of in a similar camp. Crux, go ahead and take it away with ETH.
Yeah, I think we needed to add ETH to this because of the amount of disrespect that ETH has received over the past 6 months or so. Obviously it's not at all-time highs at 5K. It's not even back to its cycle high. I think earlier the cycle was at 4K. So ETH has been struggling, but the amount of disrespect, I think it's going to turn around. You already have the ETF that has been approved. But more importantly, I had some conversations with some Bitcoin maxis this weekend. And a lot of them are like Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, all other cryptos that we know as alts are not good. But I think the most important thing when it comes to crypto is smart contracts. I like the peer-to-peer narrative. I like the store of value narrative that Bitcoin brings, and I think that's irreplaceable. Bitcoin has done a great job, but you're talking about a computer without internet, for example. You can play your Minesweeper, you can have some fun, but once you implement smart contracts, which is like the internet, you're adding a whole new part to what you're able to do with crypto. And Ethereum and Vitalik Buterin have completely revolutionized what we know. Also, I think Vitalik is the second most impactful person in crypto behind Satoshi. So I think Ethereum, we're starting to see a lot of these plays start picking back up. We have these things called ERC20 tokens, which are tokens built on Ethereum, i.e. the sandbox, Ethereum name services, Lido DAO, Decentraland, all these cryptos that have been pumping within the past 48 hours. You're starting to see the Ethereum ecosystem wake up. Iron Layer, this is one of the biggest plays that you can invest into for Ethereum. But remember, Ethereum is so different because it's like a test net. Solana, we know, is just out here pumping out meme coins. It's pumping out some good liquidity plays. But whenever you're talking about testnet, look no further than Ethereum. It's here to stay, and I think it's going to do very well this bull market.
Yep, absolutely. And while Crux may not fully agree that this is the institutional cycle, this is definitely the most institutional cycle that we've seen, and that is most
Sure.
clearly defined. The most clear example of that is the ETF phenomenon earlier this year, January, when those ETFs brought in quite a bit of liquidity, and we're still seeing that record liquidity coming into those Bitcoin ETFs today within the last month. So it is, and I still definitely think it's the institutional cycle. That's okay. We disagree on that. That's fine. The point is that Ethereum is not to be slept on. It may not be the most popular blockchain with crypto enthusiasts, although I would still make the argument that there are a lot of very, very wealthy crypto whales and crypto enthusiasts that are still picking up Ethereum, still bullish on Ethereum, still now looking into, we're hearing hints and whispers of the NFT market coming back. Guess where they're going to be looking? Of course, they'll look at Cardano NFTs, they'll be looking at Solana NFTs, but they're going to be looking at Ethereum NFTs. Come on. Ethereum is not going anywhere, bros. If you want to stay away from it for one reason or another, stick to your principles. But in terms of just raw capitalism, this baby is low and it is going to go high. That is Ethereum. Now, we want to spend plenty of time here on our last pick. So let's get to Sui, and then we'll get to our mystery coin that is a good buy for this week. Crux, let's dive into Sui.
All right, so this right here is a website called DeFi Llama, and I'm showing you the total value locked, and we see that Sui has been going parabolic. This means more money is being brought into the ecosystem. So we're looking at $1.5 billion or so, and that's between all these decentralized apps combined. We're looking at Navi Protocol, Sui Lend, etc. We've been pretty vocal here on Cetus Protocol as a leading DEX. And there's a lot of plays within the Sui ecosystem that are just doing well. But so far, I would say Sui has mainly garnished the attention from Franklin Templeton based off of who created it, right? So you had a lead developer from Facebook who ended up swapping over into Sui and bringing his programming language to this network. Now we also see this programming language used in Aptos, which is here to rival Rust. I think Sui is going to do extremely well. You know, some of these meme coins are kind of like your first to market because they don't have to have much to back it, right? So we don't exactly know which DEX is going to win or anything like that, like we will on the next play that we're talking about. But yeah, I think Sui, there's so much room for this to grow, this bull market. You're looking at something that in my opinion is going to rival Solana, and Solana's 10x the market cap plus of what Sui is currently sitting at. So, risk to reward, if I can only hold one token this bull market, Sui's a token.
Very cool. All right, bros. Well, you've long awaited. Thanks so much for waiting all the way into this video, for watching. It's been great. A lot of bullish news, some good TA, as well as an unfortunate announcement. But we grow stronger and we overcome, and that's what we're doing here in this season of thanks. Let's go ahead and jump on into our final pick here for buying this week. Crux, take it away. What is the coin?
All right, and the token is Radium. So Radium, we started talking about here well over 6 months ago, around $1.50, and it's currently pushing $6. This is not an I got you so moment, but I want to show you how I got these metrics. So I come over here to the top decentralized exchange. This is on CoinMarketCap, and I always filter by the trading volume 24-hour. And I've seen that for many, many months at this point, Radium has been absolutely crushing it, destroying most of these other decentralized applications such as Uniswap, Orca, Aerodrome, etc. in terms of liquidity. That being said, there's a caveat with Uniswap because Uniswap's across many different chains, and if you combined all the Uniswap, it's more liquidity than what Radium is. However, if you look at the market cap of Uniswap, it's much bigger, and it got to $22 billion in November of 2021. That being said, Radium sitting around 1.5 billion, and I would not be surprised to see Radium going, past 30 billion by the end of next year, because we have Solana, which is absolutely taken off. I think Radium will be much more valuable than what Uniswap was in 2021. And yeah, so I always pay attention to what the metrics are saying. And a couple other plays worth noting. I did talk about, we'll briefly mention Aerodrome. I'm bullish on Aerodrome ever since Base started providing liquidity. Coinbase started providing liquidity to their decentralized chain known as Base. And then that's the number one DEX over there on Base. But we also talk about, so here's Cetus that I just briefly mentioned over in Sui. And then I also like Avalanche. Trader Joe is their leading DEX. And I think these are a couple different plays that you can look at, but we're here to talk about Radium and how well it's been doing this bull market.
Yeah, absolutely. So Radium is a smaller cap crypto. It's not that small anymore, but when we first called it out, Crux, do you remember what market cap it was? I remember you talking about this on a Fundamental Friday in our Discord, our free Discord as well, months ago.
Mm-hmm.
When was that, and what was the market cap at that time?
I'm not too sure of the overall market cap. I know it was between $1 and $1.50, and currently it's at $6.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure what the difference was there. Now, the big thing that made me really spark interest in this project was going through DeFi Llama and then always looking at what the biggest in total value lock is available in those ecosystems. So whenever I see Jupiter and Radium both have the same amount of value locked in them, and then at the time, Radium was 5 times smaller in market cap than Jupiter. And then as of a week ago, it flipped Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also doing double the 24-hour trading volume as Jupiter. So to me, it just stuck out, and those are the type of things like, yes, it's good that I was able to get in early on that and tell people about it. But I'm also looking for what is the next? And that's why I've been very vocal about Cetus, and I've been vocal about some of these other plays, because if you feel like you've missed out on Radium, even though I still think Radium has well over 10x, left in this bull market, as long as it can remain the number one decentralized exchange on the Solana network, then if you think you're too late, there's other plays, and I think you should just join up the Discord server, ask the questions, and sit in on the Fundamental Fridays. I talk about a lot of this stuff, and I think people will vouch. It's been just great sessions.
Yeah, well, Crypto Steve is asking a question here. Said, I chose Jupe over Ray. Maybe I made a mistake. What do you think, Crux? Did he make a mistake there? Depends when he bought
Um,
it.
yeah, so I actually still like Jupiter. I don't want to disrespect Jupiter. I think it's a good project. They're a little bit different, and one's a DEX aggregator, and one's a AMM, automated some
Market maker.
forgot what a okay, there we go, automated market maker.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a little bit different in how they're being used. However, Radium is the one that actual liquidity has been primarily pushed across. And then also, I think Jupiter did a phenomenal job in their marketing. So earlier this year, they had their big airdrop, and the buzz was all around Twitter. It was all over YouTube. All the content creators were talking about Jupiter. But in the background, even since last bull market, Radium has been around, but it's just been cooking and cooking and cooking. And then once Jupiter dropped, that's whenever Radium started really starting to push that liquidity. And then, so I think Radium will outperform Jupiter from here as well. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's Monday, bros. Thank you all so much for taking your morning to join us here live. If you're watching later on, awesome. Thank you for choosing to be here with the bros and hang out. Those are our 5 coins that, if bought this week, could do very, very well for you in the coming weeks. Are there other coins that are going to outperform these 5? Absolutely. But these, according to our experience and according to kind of historic trends, these 5 are actually really, really good coins to buy this week. It is Thanksgiving here in the United States. If you're celebrating, happy Thanksgiving. We'll be going live the rest through this week. We will be releasing our live schedule because we will be taking some days off later in the week to celebrate Thanksgiving with our families. Tonight, X Spaces, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be going live today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right back here on the Investing Bros YouTube channel. If you've got an urgent question right now about what to buy, when to sell, what to diversify into, what is the hottest narrative, or you just want to ask Crux how he gets his hairline so darn tight, jump on in to the free Discord here. Right below in the description, we've got a free Discord, and if you're ready to make that investment to learn how to trade, learn how to invest for real, you can join our BroLux memberships as well. Crux, any last words before we close out?
Yeah, guys, we live crypto here in Investing Bros, right? Right after this, I'm going to jump right into the newsletter, start nugging that one out. We talk about, stocks as well. So it's not just crypto. Right now, we're currently, focused on crypto because that's where the money is being made. That being said, right after this, I'm going right into the newsletters for the BroLux members. And then we have multiple activities like Q&As throughout the day. Then we have Twitter, live feed at night. It's just so much crypto content. I continue to say, get involved. This community is awesome. We have a free Discord server. You don't have to pay anything, and you can sit on Fundamental Fridays where we have well over 80 plus people who go throughout those kind of streams, and you can ask your questions. You can say, what is Bitcoin? There's no dumb questions. We're here for all levels. We have some very technical people here, some people that are probably smarter than I am, but we're all here to learn together, grow together, and Investing Bros is the movement, y'all.
Absolutely. I love it. All right. Well, make sure that you smash the like, consider subscribing on the way out. Thank you, Crux, for all of your analysis from the fundamental angle here. We do a lot of TA for traders, and we're going to be doing a lot more fundamental analysis, both here on the Investing Bros and on our new channel that will be announcing the details very, very soon. So make sure, for nothing else, jump into the Discord for those announcements. Adios, bros.
Peace.